Hi all, welcome to Bookish Bot. Today we'll be discussing the poem Sunset on Calvary. Before moving on to the poem, let me just give you a quick introduction about the historical significance and background of the poem. The poem Sunset on Calvary is an anonymous Middle English lyric with no known author. Its inclusion in modern anthologies such as the Norton Anthology of English Literature shows its enduring significance in the English literary history. And the poem intertwines religious imagery and poetic techniques to convey the sorrow of Christ's crucifixion and grief of Mary, his mother. The poem's earliest known version appears in the Anglo Norman speculum Ecclesias by Saint Edmund of Abingdon, the Archbishop of Canterbury. The lyric draws from both traditions of the medieval religious poetry, that is, those focused on the passion of Christ and those emphasizing the Virgin Mary. By combining these traditions, the poet skillfully balances the theme of divine sacrifice and maternal grief. Now let's move on to the summary of the poem. It is a very short four-line poetry and it goes like this. Now the sun passes under the wood. Iru, Mary, thy face, fair good. Now the sun passes under the sun. Iru, Mary, thy son, and thee. So the first line, that is, now the sun passes under the wood, it metaphorically connects the setting sun with Christ's crucifixion, suggesting the sun bowing to the gravity of the moment, and the wood symbolizes the cross. And the next line, I rue Mary, thy face, fair good, shows the speaker's deep empathy for Mary, highlighting her sufferings as a mother, witnessing her son's crucifixion. Her face is described as fair and good, underscoring her purity and sorrow. And the next line is, now the sun passes under the tree. This line is similar to the first line, which reinforces the image of nature's response to the event, likening the cross to a tree, a common medieval symbol for the crucifixion. And the last line is, I rue Mary, thy son, and thee. The speaker mourns both Christ's suffering and Mary's shared pain, emphasizing the intimate bond between them and the universal sorrow of crucifixion. Now let's move on to the analysis of the poem. The title itself immediately draws a parallel between this natural phenomena of a sunset and the symbolic setting of Christ's life as the crucifixion. The speaker expresses sorrow and pity for Mary, emphasizing her beauty and goodness, but also her immense grief as a mother witnessing her son's suffering. The lamentation is shown through the repetition of phrases like I rue, which means I pity or I lament. And this shows the speaker's sympathy for Mary and her shared suffering with the Christ. Speaking about the structure and form of the poem is composed as a quatrain with four lines that exhibit an AABB rhyme scheme. And we can see a wordplay in this poem. And the examples for wordplay are the word sun, 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 and son, sun. So the literal setting of the sun is juxtaposed with the death of Christ, the Son of God. And another wordplay example from the poem is the word wood, which refers both to the natural landscape and the wooden structure or the wooden cross that where the Christ was crucified. And the word rod is a pun that means both Mary's face and the cross, linking Mary to the suffering of her son. That's all for the summary of this beautiful poem. I hope you found it helpful and insightful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and share your feedbacks and thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and bye bye.